Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to the 6 News Roundup. So today we're rounding up all the launch information we have for Steel Wave, but also we have patch notes for the next patch, and Melusi and Ace are both getting nerfed in the very next patch after launch. So let's start with Operation Steel Wave's launch times. So it's coming out June 16th. It's going to be on Xbox first at 8 AM. Now, if you need time conversions for this, I'll have links in the description below to do that. It's going to come out on PS4 next and then PC. This is normal because every season they alternate it a little bit. It's always a different one that comes up first for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, it's going to be on Xbox first, PS4, then PC. There'll be an hour-long maintenance as usual, I expect, although they don't exactly say that. The great thing though is patch sizes are pretty damn small for games these days. So of course last season there was a massive patch because they reorganized the entire game basically. This time we're only looking at 6 gig for Xbox, 5 gig for PS4, and PC is around 8 to 9 gig. Really small compared to other games out there right now, which is nice. But anyway, let's move on to the surprise news, and that is the nerfs to Ace and Melusi. So we got a Steel Wave patch notes amendum, which usually just adds everything in that was kind of fixed over the test server periods and any balancing changes, which of course they have as well. We'll go over them too. But there was actually notes for the next patch, which is Year 5, Season 2.1. And they are actually nerfing Melusi, it looks like quite a bit. So they're going to lower the penalty zone by approximately 33%. Now, what the hell they mean by penalty zone, I have no idea, but I'm guessing that is the slowing area. If it's getting reduced basically by 1/3, that's huge, and that's a massive nerf to her. I think they were probably either thinking go for either 2 Melusi gadgets or reduce the radius, and it looks like they're going to go with the radius. Although, like I say, they say penalty zone, so that could mean that maybe it does have a less of a slowing effect at like high range, so maybe it's not as effective at high range as it was or something like that, but certainly either way that's a big nerf. And then they're also lowering the sound of the Banshee. Now this they say is from the POV. Now I'm assuming that's from the person's perspective of the one actually being affected by it. So if you walk into the radius and you're getting affected by it, it's going to make less noise and be less annoying. But I'm assuming someone who's further away listening for the noise of that gadget going off so they can set up an ambush is probably still the same. At least that's how I'm kind of reading it, but it's interesting. This will probably be added to the test server at some point, so we might be able to get a little testing on this before it actually launches. But that is good because Melusi's gadget is annoying. There's so many annoying noises in this game, and it's definitely up there with one of the worst. And then we've got a minor nerf, and this is to Ace and Hibana. Now it's far easier to do with Ace than it is Hibana because our radius on our pellets is a lot smaller than what's on Ace. But the way this worked is you throw it down onto a destructible floor next to a reinforced wall, and it would actually take out the bandit batteries behind the reinforced wall. So they're taking that away, and that is a minor nerf to Ace. I don't think most players would use it, and especially if there is a destructible floor, you can still maybe go underneath and actually blow up the bandit battery from below, but it will have to be on the correct side of the reinforced wall for it to work. So yeah, a little nerf to him, and just takes away a little bit of that utility. And for Hibana, I doubt many people again use that, but it is still a nerf and kind of a surprising one to see that coming in so quickly after his launch. And then the rest of the stuff is the stuff that's actually coming with the launch of the new season. So Melusi during the test server period lost her deployable shield and got a C4, so that has changed her loadout a little bit. The ACS-12 is getting slug rounds and 300 RPM fire rate, so back to the original fire rate. It's a lot of fun now. I would totally recommend using it, even though those operators do have good guns. I still think you should jump in and have a try of this weapon because it's so much fun. Recruit also got an ACOG. This is on the attacker with the pre-made kit where you have Dockeby's DMR. So a pretty nice update for Recruit there. We've got localization of audio that hasn't been included in the game yet because probably they haven't been able to record it because of COVID. So I expect that will come with a patch in the future. And then we've also got a weapon attachment. So they've updated the attachment system and allow for attachment skins and simpler loadout balancing. I don't know what they mean by balancing, but certainly the attachment skins is awesome. Then they've updated the metal detectors that are currently in Bank, Canal and Border. These now go off much more consistently. There's no longer a cooldown with them, and you should actually be able to use them as proximity sensors now potentially do some good with that, alongside the actual proximity sensor as well. Then House got a few tweaks to a few things. So they added a top window blocker and bars to stop you actually rappelling in through the staircase window. Not a major thing, but yeah, it's no longer the case. And then the rest is all the bug fixes that they managed to do over the time of the test server. And I hope that obviously there's not any huge bugs or issues or glitches or anything that's going to be coming out. Hopefully it's going to be a smooth transition to the new season, but we will see. Sometimes it's not so smooth. And then to finish it off, we have what came out at the end of last week, which is the Rainbow Six Siege status report, or the long-standing issues status report. Now, this is a very big post with a lot of information, and I'm planning on doing potentially multiple actual videos on this. Normally, of course, I'd make a video very quickly when something like this comes out, but this is such a in-depth thing that I've actually gone to the community developers and asked them a bunch of questions about some specifics I want to get answered, and they're going to get back to me, and hopefully then I'll make a very good in-depth video on some of this stuff, especially like DDoS and things like that. But anyway, that is pretty much all the news. Hopefully the season will launch fine tomorrow, and everyone will have a lot of fun playing it. Let me know what you think in the comments below of all of this changes and just the new season in general. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.